Go live. I didn't do go live. There we go. Now we just went live. Yep. It was critical.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? This is Dwayne with Fishin2Fit. Here I got Captain Gregory Brown, Drag Shaker Fishing.
Yeah, how's everybody doing?
We're gonna talk a little bit about what we got coming up this year. Me and him are doing some collaborations. We're gonna be doing some good things. We got a fishing tournament that's in play. We got kids events coming up. We're gonna be doing some fishing videos to keep y'all entertained and keep y'all notified and give y'all some tips and hints and tricks on how to catch certain types of fish. Mm-hmm. What's up, Mackie? What it do? Appreciate you for tuning in. That's what time it is. Mm-hmm. Y'all doing okay over there? You gotta text me. Yes, sir. That's my bro right there, Terrence Mackey. What's good? We ain't doing nothing going live. We're gonna talk about some stuff. Mm-hmm. Who else gonna hear? Who else live? Who else watching the YouTube? Y'all can text me. Y'all can text us anything. Y'all got any questions, anything? We live. Captain Greg got his son, one of his sons, that's Julius.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's
So,
crazy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey Andrea, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Mm-hmm. Yo, Dan the man in the house. Watch out, y'all. Dan the man.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm doing a drive-by.
Doing a drive-by. Let me duck.
I'm doing a drive-by. I'm in and out. I wanted to show my face, bless the evening,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh
hang
boy,
out for a little bit.
we
I
got
see Captain
Colton.
Greg got his hands full.
Yes, sir. We got. What's going on, Colton?
what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
And how is everybody doing?
Good.
Got another fisherman on deck.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
So for y'all that don't know, that's Colton Tucker. He does a lot of fishing. He's here in the western part of Virginia. He does interviews for fishermen across the United States, and he has his own YouTube channel. When he come back, I have him give it to y'all.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was something we just did and make him fall off the channel, but maybe something he did.
Now he came back.
Not my fault.
Hey, Colton,
That's my mistake.
You good? I was telling him about the YouTube channel.
Yeah, my YouTube. Yeah, Fishing with Tuck. Right there in the lower left hand side, y'all. Copy and paste.
Man, it sounds like somebody.
Y'all hear me all right?
Yeah. Hey, you got some. You got YouTube. Somebody got YouTube.
Somebody got YouTube.
Because we got a feedback. But
But
mhm.
Not sure where that's coming from.
Hey, Colton, push mute real quick. Okay.
Guilty as charged.
Oh man.
Damn.
Hey, that's crazy. Can you hear us, Colton?
Yeah,
Man, that's crazy.
that's crazy.
Hey, Danny,
Hey, there you go.
you say you guilty, bro.
You say you guilty, bro.
Hey, what you got your
Hey, what you
mic
got
on?
your mic on?
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mhm. They can hear you.
So how's the fishing in this winter, in this dead of winter at the beach?
It's slow. Are we getting stripers, a few
Cyber,
speckled trout,
a few special trout,
white perch is
white
biting
perch,
in the Elizabeth
biting
River.
in the Elizabeth River.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of noise.
There's definitely a lot of noise.
Somebody comment on noise.
Somebody comment on noise.
This all is a learning
It's
curve.
all
For
a learning curve for everyone.
everybody. Have
Yeah, hey
patience.
Colton, just mute until you say something, Colton. There you go. So that's what he'll do until he say something. He can mute because we getting feedback on your end. Yeah.
Same here. No, yeah, because the echo's gone.
What's
That
going
way.
on, Richard? We got Richard Wisen. Well, we found out what it was. It was some feedback. We'll fix that after a while.
Shoot him.
Yes, sir. But I was telling them about you, Colton. You got a YouTube page and you interview fishermen across the United States. You know what I'm saying? You got your own broadcast thing going on. So he got his own YouTube page too. So y'all go and support him. Hey, what's your YouTube?
YouTube is Fishing with Tuck.
Fishing with Tuck?
Fishing with Chuck.
Yep, Fishing with Tuck.
Okay. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yep, that's all
And we
social
got
media too. Everything
And we got
okay, it's on social media. Yeah, Captain Greg, he got his own channel. What is it, Greg?
So it's a drag taker fishing on YouTube. You could look at Captain Greg, it all pop up. And then
Okay.
Instagram, same thing.
Yes, sir.
Book too.
What's up, Ron? Ron. I see you down there. You can come on up, bro. I sent you a link. And we got Dan the Man. Dan the Man, what's your page? Get the people your page, Dan the Man.
Yes, get your pens out, get your pencils out, get your markers out. Cause
Go ahead.
we're gonna do this
What you
with fishing, right? Leave the G off. Fishing. FISHIN.
FSHIN.
Yep. W/ Dan.
W/ Dan the Man. Y'all get
Yes,
that?
sir. Not no TH, it's DA. Dan DA man. Duh. Dan the man.
I wrote that down for nothing. Man, you ain't doing nothing out here in these streets. When the
I
last
might
time
not
you
be
caught a
doing
fish?
nothing right now, but
When the
it's
last
coming
time you
again.
caught a fish? Have you caught a fish in 2023?
I have not.
Me either.
I
Hey,
have not. But
but
I will say this. I'm coming up on the anniversary, January 26, 2022. I caught up my first fish of the year, and it was a 30-inch drum. This was last year, this month, next week, or 2 weeks from now. So I got to either top that or at least get back into the game. I got to get the lines wet again.
there you go. Yes, sir.
Now, how do you flip the camera if you wanted to flip the camera?
Flip your phone, throw it up in the air, it'll land right.
See, now you got these jokes. You got these jokes.
Oh, yeah, but
Brand.
hey, look, man. Yo. So I got LeRon. Ron, come on in, man. Let's build. I'm trying to get
see
Ron up here. But
camera. That don't work. So
we have some so what's up?
yeah, just asking for GP. So
Mm-hmm.
the intro to the audience. This is live on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
So then, how is the YouTube audience getting notified to sign on?
Through Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
So just a previous announcement, or was there some type of notification that's getting sent out?
Well, I'm gonna have to check into it about the notification. Yeah,
So
if people didn't get it.
yeah, on YouTube, like if your subscribers should get it anytime you go live.
Oh yeah. Subscribers do get it. Mm-hmm. So that means you ain't subscribed to my channel, Dan?
I am, but
You sure?
it's going on. I hear no little beats going on.
That's
The
great.
beep, beep.
I'm about to say, because if you ain't subscribed, that's why you ain't caught no sheep's head. Yes, sir. Hey, Colton, man. Hey, look, we want to be able to link up this year with everybody. We want to fish with everybody, even y'all in the chat. We want to fish with everybody. We got a lot of big things going on this year. And we're going to blow the fish out the water. We're going to do it bigger than we ever done it. All the people you see on the screen, we're going to collab. We're going to make it do what it do. Danny is getting in the gym because this is Fishing to Fit. We do both fishing and fitness. We're serious about it. And if we're going to have the name, we got to do the work. So
Right.
we're going to be doing fitness and fishing videos.
Got my jump rope right here.
A jump rope? Man, look. Oh, man.
Hey,
I can't with
you'd
this
be
dude, bro.
surprised. The cardio he's developed from jump roping. You'd be surprised.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You Mike Tyson, man. Get ready for a boxing match.
Yeah, man. He, Muhammad Ali or something. With that jump rope. He mean. I'm scared.
Hey,
I'm a young man.
Yeah.
I actually won a jump roping contest in high school for the longest jump roper.
Hopscotch.
Yeah, double dutch.
I grew up with all of
Wayne is
that.
bad influence.
Oh, man.
Wayne is bad influence.
Hey,
Look, man.
I know all about taking the bottle cap and throwing it behind you and doing the hopscotch. I know all about it.
Yeah. Man, and we all did a little hopscotch that day, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
I got four sisters. Absolutely did hopscotch.
Yes, sir. But
All right, so Reggie on deck. I see him up there.
Reggie, what it do, bro? Fish Kings in the building. Yes, sir. Y'all see, I got workout videos with Reggie. So we already putting in work. Yes, sir.
Let's see.
Before I was interrupted, I was talking about the guys and how we was gonna do something. I forgot what Dan had brought me.
No, you started.
Hey, look, but yeah, like I was saying, we're gonna be building. For everybody that's in the chat, for everybody that follow Fishing to Fit on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, we want to be able to work out with everybody. We want to be able to help everybody. Like I say, I would hope that everybody join the fishing tournament and win some of this cash money. We're gonna be paying some good money this year, y'all. Starting out $500. The second tournament is gonna be like a grand prize of like $1,000. The third tournament is gonna be $1,500. That's a $20 entry fee. You can win $1,500, and the fourth tournament gonna be $2,000. So, and it's still gonna trickle down to second place, third place, and fourth place. So we're gonna have prizes going down, but the grand prize is gonna be $500 for the first, $1,000 for the second, $1,500 for the third, and $2,000 for the fourth. So that's anybody can get in and win. That's it for the fishing tournament. March the 11th. Is it March the 11th? We'll be at the Fishing Expo off of Greenbrier Parkway. And During that time, the registration will be half off. So when y'all come in to see us, the registration will be half off. So that's $10 to join the first tournament. So y'all go ahead and jump on that, man. Let's get it. It's the speckled trout. The target species is speckled trout. Y'all know in April the tournament is all April, so speckled trout will be heavy in April. So we looking for some of them monsters, 30-inch speckled trout. I won't be in the tournament, so y'all got a chance to win. Hey, I won't be in the tournament. We gonna be paying the money, so y'all got a chance to win.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. Some people had a question about the geotagging, and we unfortunately we're gonna keep it because it keeps the competition honest, and we're trying to give everybody a fair shot. You know what I'm saying? I understand some of you guys don't want to give up some of your hot spots. You have to fish somewhere else and catch a trout somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But you still got a chance to win that cash money.
Yeah, but and we also let's say for instance you don't, want to give up that secret honey hole. That's understandable. A way ahead that we came up with was that you could go to a bait shop, your local bait shop, and take the photo there, and then from there submit it.
Mm-hmm. Reggie said you can't jump rope at Planet Fitness, Dan.
That's after hour stuff, brother. When I'm in my man cave doing my Rocky workout.
What you gonna do? Jump rope between catching fish?
Yeah.
This dude stay on the water, man.
Yeah.
Stay on the water.
Matter of fact, let me see what time it is. All right. High tide just turned.
Yes, sir. Hey, so Colton, what you got going on this year? What you got going? You know we gonna make some videos. What you got going?
I got actually a lot of stuff going on. I got a few celebrities lined up. I'm getting ready to take fishing. I got some new spots. I'm getting ready to hit new lakes and creeks and stuff. Like I'm just expanding, fly fishing, saltwater. I'm just putting everything out the bag, man. We're gonna go fishing and we're gonna have fun.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Outside of the fishing event, because we're gonna have two kids events, one in June. I'll give y'all a date soon of what day in June. Of course, it's gonna probably be on a Saturday. I hope the kids are out of school. I think kids are out of school by then. And like this time we're gonna have cash prizes for the kids. We're still gonna do the toys and the candy and everything else, but we're gonna add some cash prizes for the kids. But these kids in 2023, man, they know about money now. They know about credit cards and everything. So it'd be good to have them walk away, be able to go to the store and buy some candy or some toys or something. Yeah. I saw a new fish bites too. Blue crab. I wonder how that's gonna work.
Sounds like a nice drum pack.
Yeah. It's actually blue. I was like, wow, I gotta go try that. You never know. The spots and stuff might hit it.
Man, if it worked, man, that's gonna be a game changer for real.
Yes, sir.
Sure enough.
Because
yeah.
I mean, I caught some pretty monstrous fish off there, so I'm looking forward to that. Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Danielle. Hey, Danielle.
This is my
what you doing?
Hey, there you go.
Hey, Danielle. I'm fishing the fit with Dan the man. Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Man,
she's more involved this year. Inspiring a lot of the younger kids. They seeing somebody young like this in the game and seeing her, how she handles the creatures. That's going to definitely spark a lot of those kids to have that desire to want to get out there and play around with it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Not afraid of it.
Yes, sir.
My Barbie.
Huh?
My Barbie.
This is the fishing crew. So you're live right now. The whole world.
My Barbie.
And you're talking about my Barbie.
No, it's my
That's crazy.
Okay, well, go play with it. I'm talking.
Captain Greg has a charter. He has his own charters. How you gonna be running your charters this summer, Captain Greg?
Oh yeah, so we pretty much gonna be running all year. So we're gonna target the Lower James, Elizabeth River, the Chesapeake Bay from April all the way till December. No, April to November, and then from December to March, we a little north up here in Hopewell, targeting catfish and striper. But it's typically $80 a person for 5 hours. We take out 6 per person or per trip, six people per trip. And we provide everything, from bait to poles to ice. The only thing that we ask of our guests is that they provide any medical or food and drink that they may need. And our intent there is just pretty much to catch anything that swims and just roll with that. But yeah, I mean, it's a good time for the most part. We try to document everything and then, make memories that last a lifetime.
Yeah, and he got some videos of how he do his business and previous catches when he took people out. So he do pretty good out there. How far you go out?
Well, it really depends on what we're trying to target. Sometimes we'll go after the blackfin that come in, or even the mahi, anything that swims west into the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. We'll try to target. Sometimes we'll try to go after some sea bass, depending on the weather. But typically, any inshore species is what we're going to be targeting: the redfish, the striper, the drum, the blues, the spot, the whiting. Pretty much anything that swims inshore is really our predominant species and our predominant target.
Yeah. Yep. And he got his charter business going on, and I'm sure some of y'all can link up with Dan the man. He got the bathtub. I don't know if y'all seen the bathtub, but the bathtub can hold 2 or 3 people. Tell them about the bathtub, Dan.
Well, it's funny you say that because it's a very unique name. I have a 14-foot John boat with a 15 horsepower on it. And my brother and another brother in Christ, we went out of Rudy, out on the boat. And, 3 grown men on a 14-foot John boat is not as much room as you would hope to be. Everybody carrying their gear and stuff. But, I'm used to kind of handling it and not afraid of going out in the main water with it. So as we were in the Rudy Inlet, we started heading out of the inlet itself, heading out into the ocean. And just as you leave Rudy Inlet, the jetty right there, the waves quite aggressive. So my brother was in the bow of the boat, and as we were breaking the waves, the water was coming up over the bow and coming down into the boat. So he looks back at me and he sees the contentment on my face as though, I didn't let up on the motor. And we're heading east. We're heading out, like away from the actual shore. So he's like, bro, where we going in this bathtub? What's your plans? We out of the inlet. Where you going in this bathtub? So we took it from that and kind of just labeled the boat as the bathtub, and it's ideal for definitely inlands and jetty areas, and even out in the bay or the ocean if it's a calm day. The 15 horsepower definitely can get out and do its thing, but it's nothing like Dwayne's tank. Dwayne has a tank that he actually allows his boat to get right up on the pylons, and I mean, if you don't have a seatbelt on, you damn near might get ejected out the boat. He gets right up on it, and that John boat gets right in the spot right there where them sheepheads at. And I'm like, man, you good. You got this. So, I'm definitely looking to do some renovations to it and make it very accommodating for the intent of what it's going to be used for. But that's the bathtub.
The rain bathtub.
Now, if I knew how to add a picture, I would do that. But I haven't graduated to that point yet. Somebody on mute?
Hey, Dwayne, you're muted.
Huh?
Okay, I'm back.
There you go.
Okay. And as y'all know, I have a 14-foot John boat that I go, like you say, I take it right up against the pilings. If we're going for sheep's head, we go for flounder, spots, croakers, Spanish mackerel, you name it. And then I got a 19.5 center console robalo where we can do some other stuff. So whenever y'all want to link up, let's go. Let's go. Wait for spring to get here. These water temperatures to warm up. Like it's February, March. February is a tough month. We don't know. Usually we get snow in February. So right now we're looking pretty decent. In Virginia, so far, we ain't got a lot of snow. But hopefully we have a early spring. In March, you come in here real good, and the speckled trout bite and the public drum bite to pick up too. We'll be keeping an eye on all of that and letting y'all know what's going on per fishing reports, which every Friday will be a fishing report. We try to get these fishing reports on Fridays so that when y'all get up on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and y'all know what's biting, where they biting, what tide is, what bait to use, et cetera, et cetera. To give y'all the information to be able to get out there and get the job done. I know some people go fishing, and when y'all go fishing, y'all spend a lot of money. Um, just get before you even get to the pier. You don't bought a whole bunch of rods, you don't bought a whole bunch of hooks, you don't bought bait that you won't need. At least all of these guys up here right now, they could give you some advice on how to save money and save time. Um, y'all know me. I try to help everybody. You know what I'm saying? And these guys, I can vouch for these guys. They do too. They go outside of their way to help people. So if y'all see any of us, all of us are associated with Fishin2Fit, and you know what I'm saying, we can help. You know what I'm saying, get y'all some fish in the cooler, or make y'all day a little bit more better. Um, that's what Fishin2Fit is for, to help other people succeed, and also us learning in the process. We don't know it all. We're not perfect. We learn. Uh-oh, hold on. Okay, so am I still on? Can y'all hear
Yeah, I
me?
got it. Yeah, you still on?
Okay, I ain't know if my mic had
Okay, I
muted.
thought my mic had muted.
Okay. Um, I forgot what I was saying when that came in.
Just talking about the overall community effort that we all are willing to put in to just make sure that whoever comes in contact with Fishin2Fit or the atmosphere, that they walk away with a positive mindset from it. You know, we're
Yes, sir.
all different. We all have our own personalities. We do things different, you know, but there's a common goal, and within that common goal, and within all of our own personalities, we're still striving to maintain, you know, leaving an impression that's positive, having that interaction with the public that they can look forward to coming back to the next event or coming in contact with somebody within Fishin2Fit, or, you know, just having a landmark experience that they can say, this was definitely worth engaging with these guys. You know, from what I've learned in the past 2 years dealing with Dwayne and coming across a lot of his friends, and my experience with you guys, it's been a treat for me. It's opened up other opportunities for me. It's also allowed me to expand beyond what my comfort zone was, and just kind of open up the door for whatever God was going to be doing with me, for me, within the group. And it did, like we're all saying now, we haven't even scratched the surface. This is all just us breaking the ice on how this thing is going to actually grow. And you know, we're still men. We're flawed humans who we have to confront one another. We got to discuss things with one another. We might not all agree with what each other feel or say, but you know, it doesn't mean instantly you turn into enemies. You know, you work things out as men. You work for the better good, and you strive to have a turnaround that is actually going to still be impacting, and that's ultimately what we all look for, to impact in a manner that's going to be long lasting.
Yes, sir. And Fishing to Fit is known nationally. So we're reaching people all across the United States. This isn't just Virginia based. We even got people who in groups across seas and other countries. So I have a fan. I have about 3 or 4 fan bases in Turkey, Russia, and a couple other countries. Sometimes if you see the comments in a Facebook post that I might post, you'll notice that you'll see certain things that's got to be what is it? That's in a different language, but that's
Translate.
just other people. Yes, translated. Thanks. Those are people from another country that tune in to Fishing and Fit. They like the videos and the content that we give out. You know, they know that we try to help people over here, and then hopefully one day we'll be able to reach out over there. But you know, Fishing and Fit is like I say, it's nationwide and hoping to help people all across the nation. I have people up here from different states to help get fishing reports from Florida, Texas, California, Virginia, North Carolina, you know, from all over the place. I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Like say, I ran into Dan, the man up here, and me and him been friends since for a few years now. We really good brothers, really close. I ran into Colton Tucker. Um, what area do you live in?
Live in around Lynchburg, around that area.
Okay, so he's in Lynchburg.
Okay, so he's in Lynchburg, and
Captain Greg, tell him how you found out about Fishing to Fit.
So it was, man, I was at the time I was in Hawaii. This probably was about 2, maybe 3 years ago. 2019, rough. So 4 years ago. And I came across one of the kids fishing events that you were doing, because you know we knew that we were coming to Virginia. For those that don't know, we're militaries, so we move every so often, right? Anyway, we found out that we had orders coming here in Virginia, so I started looking because you know fishing is one of my big things. So I started searching Facebook, you know, seeing little events here and there, but nothing that really pinpointed what I was trying to do, which was really just a community event, just giving back to the community. And then I came across Mr. Murphy's page, and I was like, oh, and then his event, kids fishing event. So I was looking at all the pictures, looking at all the comments, and that was like for the first event that year. And then there was a second one, and then I started reading the comments. You know, everything was still, it was consistent. You know, it wasn't anything like there was no salacious intentions or anything like that. Like everything was really impactful. It was like, thank you. You know, some kids were smiling, all types of stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. This is awesome. I'm gonna connect with this guy, right? And then the very next year, we moved here, and then I want to say 2 months later, there was actually another fishing event. So I came down to Buckrow Beach Fishing Pier, but before I arrived, I made a phone call. No, it wasn't a phone call. I reached out to Mr. Murphy via Facebook and was pretty much just letting him know that I would love to support, because I'm all for the community event, and giving back to the community, and especially dealing with kids, you know, like, you know, that's one of the things I love to teach. So I reached out for him, and then he told me, you know, the who, what, when, where, why, the 5 W's, the details of where to be. So I was like, okay, cool. Now, mind you, at this point in time, we don't really know each other too well. You know, all he knows is that I'm interested in the whole aspect of supporting the event. So I pull up the day of the event, and at the time, I have like 30 or 40 fishing poles, you know, just ready to give out to all the kids. And mind you, I didn't tell anybody this that I was going to be doing. I just showed up, and you know, everybody, the whole crew was there. It was Dan, Mr. Murphy. I think that's when the first time I met Tiff and her husband, and like 3 or 4 others, right? But the event went on without a smash. It was like, I think that year we must have had 3 or 4, probably 300 or 400 people show up that day. And mind you, I only brought about 40 rods, and I ran out of all of them. And I was like, wow, you know, and just being in that environment, you could just feel the vibes, right? And towards the end of the event, people started coming back and giving me the rods. And I was like, whoa, no. The intent here is that you keep it. You know, like this is for you. Thanks for coming out. This, that, and the third. And like just seeing their expression on their face that they get to keep those rides. Oh man, it was a sign sealed and delivered right there, right? And then ever since that day, me and Mr. Murphy really been linked in with each other. You know, so anything that he was doing, he was letting me know, and vice versa. And we began to bond over that. And then fast forward in this year or last year, we did another event, another good day. Um, and for those that don't know, those are my kids in the back. They're upstairs playing hide and seek right now.
Mhm.
Anyway, but yeah, so next fishing event comes around, and another success. You know, what was able to provide a few more giveaways. You know, some tackle boxes, some fish rags, and a few other trinkets, along with the fishing the poles themselves. And I was like, man, you know what? This is something I could get used to. You know, I love this being able to support that, right? And then just being able to interact them since that time, you know, it was like, okay, we see things on the same wavelength, like we got the same vibe. So, you know, ever since then, it's really been, I mean, that's a lot. We went from that to this to that to this, and who knows what the future holds. So
Mhm.
it's crazy how we're linked up. You know, I had to span two oceans and cross the entire continental United States, and boom, here we are today. So yeah,
Yes, sir.
crazy, small
And
world.
yeah, it's a small world, but you know, it's all God's plan. He's first, and I know He brought us together for a reason. And as long as we stick to the plan and script and everything, we can't go wrong. Like he said, you know, he found out about me. He was in Hawaii, and Colton, he's in Lynchburg. And like I said, I'm Dan the man's been here his whole life, most of his life, and I just happened to run into him. So we've been building all together ever since, and we got a lot. We got a lot coming this year. We're gonna put in a lot of work to make this happen for y'all. Y'all gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be bigger and better every year, so it ain't no stopping. What y'all see on the YouTube videos, like if you go to my page, Fishin2Fit, and you see some of the previous kids events, some of the fishing videos. Like I said, we're gonna bring y'all more fishing videos. We're gonna bring y'all more fitness videos. We're gonna bring y'all more kids events. We're gonna make them bigger, better, and we're gonna have really good videos corresponding with the fishing tournament. So this year's gonna be a blowout. You know, it's a lot coming, a lot for y'all to look forward to. Up here on this podcast here, we're gonna be talking about certain, you know, subjects on certain nights, whether it be business, fishing, relationships, you know, whatever. Might even have a cooking channel on here, you know. See everybody cooking and maybe cooking some fish or something like that. But you know, thank God for the possibility to be able to go up on a stream like this and, you know, branch out to different people. So hey Red, you want to come up? If you want to come up, let me know. But yeah, that's some of the stuff that we got coming up for this year that y'all can look out for. Um Colton, you got anything you want to say?
Um, uh, you know, 2023, I got a really good feeling about this year. I mean, Fishing to Fit is wonderful. You know, they doing a great thing, like teaching the next generation and the current generation, you know, hey, how to survive, really, you know, because we teaching people how to eat, really, you know, that's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
And fishing is a skill, is a very important skill, and like fishing is my heart and soul. I've been fishing since I was 3 years old, and I
Mm-hmm.
love to meet people to love it just as much as I do. You know, I remember my first rod and stuff, and like the memories I have, you know, from growing up just fishing with my grandma and granddaddy and stuff, and my cousins and whatnot. Like that's important. Like kids remember that when they get older, and it shapes and molds them into who they become, you know, as adults. So it's very important to like
Mm-hmm.
instill like, you know, memories and values and stuff like that into, you know, children.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yeah. I got some questions that I wanted to ask y'all in relation to some of the topics that we'll be talking about. It'll be leading up to some of the topics. Because people tune in, they need, some advice for certain things. And for what we do, it take a lot. It take a lot of love, and that's just what it is. It's love because we sacrifice some time. You know what I'm saying? These guys got families, they got kids, and we still able to make this happen. But it takes a different type of heart. You know what I'm saying? To be able to take that time out to be able to help people. So just want to know. You know what I'm saying? What's a good person to y'all? You know what I'm saying? What's a great person? What's the difference between a good and a great person? Because I consider myself to be good right now, but I want to be great. So I'm willing to do the work, you know what I'm saying? And for me, you know what I'm saying, some people may say I'm good now, great now, but I have higher goals, you know what I'm saying? I want to build with these guys and a whole lot of more people. And I want to, you know what I'm saying, I got a goal that I want to get to be great one day. So that's my goal and you know what I'm saying, what I like to go to. What about y'all?
I mean, I think that's it, though. I think you hit it on the head. I mean, doing the work. I mean, they sit there and they'll tell you that Rome wasn't built in a day, but you go back and you see how magnificent and the majestic behind it, like all the architecture, the work that actually went into building that facility and just making that city for what it is. Like nobody's going to sit here and say that, you know, everything that we built today is going to be what it is a year from now. Like the
Hmm.
city always looks better from afar.
Hmm. Sir, what about you, Dan?
Well, um, I probably will save the meat of this conversation for the appropriate time because I
Hmm.
do have my opinion regarding it, and it definitely is a little more to expound on than just your surface elaborating kind of conversation. But in general, you know, good and great. One thing I told my boys as they were being introduced to the work world was that anybody that gets hired, they're hired with the hope that they will um, give the management that hired them what it is they're paying them for. You get
Hmm.
hired because they believe that whatever your interview was, you're going to give them what that interview was, and you'll get your paycheck.
Hmm.
But that's your average Joe Blow. You can either
Hmm.
stay ordinary and get your check, or you can be extraordinary and stand out to where they note you and they log in their mind that, hey, this guy gets here early. He leaves later than his designated time. He does
Hmm.
more than his regular duties are. He goes out of his way to make sure his task is accomplished, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
When you establish yourself to be extraordinary, then you're going to stand out from the ordinary. And
Hmm.
it's almost as though, just like in the world of sponsorship, you know, sponsors aren't looking for the guy that's going to run, a little bit and then go sit on the sideline. He's looking for that guy that's going to run end zone or tackling
Hmm.
left and right or ready jump. Sponsors, they want to see beyond the average Joe Blow. So
Hmm.
um, I think one of my goals in the humility before God is, for one, maintain that word, humility,
Hmm.
because a man's gifts will make room for him. If you
Hmm.
go about with the gift that you are given and plant the seeds that is placed on your heart to plant, then God will do the increase. And if you're planting in good soil, you
Hmm.
can't help but reap a wonderful harvest. If you decide to place all your stuff on rocky soil and think you're going to benefit from it, your arrogance is going to choke you out.
Hmm.
So I think one of the key things to greatness is humility. Humility is key. So when people come up and want to praise you and yo, it's because of you and this and that. Nah, if you divert that energy and give it back to God, because the gift that He gave you, within that humility, He'll make room for you, and greatness will be at your footstool.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Colton? What's your goals? You want to be great? You want to be good? You want to be great?
You want to be good? You want to be great?
Well, I'll start off by saying this. An expert is good. A master is great. And like to break it down is like, let's say if you're good at telling a joke, like, master that. If you're a good listener, like master that. If you're a good motivational speaker, master that. And then when you master that, just take it, that goodness, and spread it to the world, because everybody needs, a joke every now and then. Everybody needs an ear. Everybody needs a pep talk. Like, we all need it, even the best of us. So if like that's what makes a person great, the service to others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you give yours, Greg?
That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, you give yours, Greg?
So what?
I mean, if anything, like
I mean, if anything, like
I have nothing to add to that. Like as far as what
I have nothing to add to that. Like as far as what
Dan said was right on point.
What Dan
Like,
said.
I mean, I couldn't say it better myself. The way in which he was able to articulate that, like that's how I would have said it, or I would have thought I would have said it. As long as you put God first, and find whatever gift that He's made for you, and use that to essentially build you, whatever it is. For me, it's being able to teach people how to fish, and let alone teach, and then from there inspire them to find whatever passion makes them happy, or even listening, like what Tuck said, like, I mean, I think all that stuff is the essential foundations on what makes a great person. When you do that over a certain length of time, I mean, it'll be hard to say anything different.
Yeah. And it'll manifest itself. Your works will follow suit. And it's almost like you're building your legacy and you don't even need to say nothing. But those that put themselves out on Front Street, people have discerning skills, and nobody likes to be in the company of somebody who's arrogant, who thinks they knows it all, who think everything revolves around them. They got the best ways, they got the most techniques, they got this, they have that, and it doesn't take long for a mature person to be like, that's not the way I want to be. That's not the company I want to be around. And by far not judging anyone, let's make that emphatically clear. We all just are designed through our circumstances, and everybody's not on the same level. So you got to have patience when it come across, variations of personalities. But greatness of itself is certainly a plight to achieve. And the more you realize that you are great, then the more you realize how much further you got to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like to think of God as being great, and
God is awesome.
That's right. He's awesome. He's great, and I love God, so I try to share that love with others around me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't jealous of nobody. I ain't mad at nobody. You can't really make me mad. You know what I'm saying? But that love turns to support. So for the guys on this panel, for the people that's watching, for anybody that I run across, you know what I'm saying? I share that love. You know what I'm saying? Because God is great. So hopefully that by me sharing that love with God, then that'll one day make me great. You see what I'm saying? Trying to be like Him. You know what I'm saying? The mirror of what He is, and let Him use me for His purpose. That's Fishin2Fit. Being able to work in the realm of what I'm pretty good to be great in. You know what I'm saying? I've worked a whole lot of different jobs, and I was pretty good at most of them. But what it'd be like to just wake up and go fishing, you know what I'm saying? Just be good and great at that. I want to be great at that. And you know, it's the love, you know what I'm saying? To love God first, and He'll make a path, you know what I'm saying? He'll direct that path for where you can get to where you need to get to that goal, you know what I'm saying? Um, there's a difference between people get that word love mixed up a lot, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand the word love. And there's a difference between liking something and loving it. And you know, I can go deep into that word love because a lot of people just don't understand what it means, you know what I'm saying? That means sacrifice, that means dedication. That means, you know what I'm saying, giving up something that selfishness, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you like, but and when you love something, you know what I'm saying, you go above and beyond for that, you know what I'm saying? And when a lot of times when you do that, it transcends into other things in your life. And it's like one thing leads to another. It's building blocks. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I ain't always been into fitness, but when I got into fitness, you know, just start working out. I ain't really want to be like nobody, just routine. And, you know, God, you know what I'm saying, at 45 years old, he gives me this youthful figure, you know what I'm saying, to keep that youth, you know what I'm saying? And that's a blessing. Be in good health, no medicines or nothing like that. So you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, for me, loving God, putting him first in my life, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know, that's just the blessings coming back on me. So, like I said, he's great and I love God. He's first in my life. And that love, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a different word, you know what I'm saying? It's a strong word. Um, there's a lot of people, it's a lot of sacrifice behind that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say that word, don't mean it. Some people say that word, don't know, you know what I'm saying, what it takes to do that. It's people that's married that's not in love. You know what I'm saying? They think they in love. There's people that's in relationship. They not in love, you know what I'm saying? But when you're in love, you're not just thinking about yourself, you think about the others around you. And for me, just doing this right here, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's it's for everybody. It's not for me, it's for everybody. I want everybody to win. So that's the sacrifice with me. I like to tell people like no matter how much money I get, I never be rich because if I can help somebody, I'm gonna try to help somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's intentional. You know what I'm saying? I can't have $5 million and I know somebody that's trying to go make it somewhere and I'm sitting over here talking about, well, they need to do it the right way. They need to go about this way doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's selfishness. And you can't say that, you know what I'm saying, you had a love of God and you had that selfishness somewhere in your heart. You got it over here in your heart, but you know what I'm saying? You're like, yeah, I ain't gonna help that person. For me, I mean, a lot of times I almost go broke, you know what I'm saying, trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? So but I know God will make a way and he'll bless me on the backside of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is right now. All of this. One day I was talking to all of these guys about this. I talked to Colton. I told Captain Greg. I told Danny. I said, man, one day we gonna, you know what I'm saying? One day we gonna get up here and we gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And over time, God has brought everything together collectively to where we able to do this. And I honestly believe that it's gonna expand. You know what I'm saying? One day we're gonna have 10 people up here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's just my take on, you know what I'm saying, being great and my, you know what I'm saying, my purpose. I know what my purpose is as a man. You know what I'm saying? I know what God's plan is with Fishing to Fit, and that's my number one love. So that's what that word love means to me and that greatness. And hopefully, you know, through my actions of what I do when I do these kids events and when I, you know, do these podcasts and everything else, that we can help share something that'll help somebody else, you know, reach out. Maybe it'll help you build your relationship with God. You know what I'm saying? Some people move away from God, and I'm telling you, you might want to do it your way, but eventually everybody comes back to God. And you always take your path. You say, okay, well, I want to do it this way. And if you think about it, most people, whether it's finances, it's your health, whatever it is, you'll say, well, I'm gonna do it this way. Over time, you'll come right back. You either be in the hospital, or you be broke. You know what I'm saying? You be down on your finances, and you find yourself right back like, God, I need some help. So you know what I'm saying? You might as well just stay with him and fall in love with it. You know what I'm saying? If you keep coming back to him, why keep coming back? Just stay there. But we human. We sin every day. Everybody is, everybody sins every day. Nobody's perfect. That's why I say, but it's an everyday work. You know what I'm saying? And they say in a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Practicing that relationship with God will help you with any other relationship. Because when you can learn how to love him every day, you'll know how to love the person that you with every day. If that makes sense. If you can put God number one in your life and you can learn how to love him, then you'll be able to love the others around you the proper way. But that's just for me personally. That's what being great in love is in my life. So what do y'all have to say about
Nah. So I heard somebody tell me this quote once. Can everybody hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I heard somebody tell me this quote once. They said, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Right. And I think Charlemagne said that. I think that's where I heard it from. But basically what the gist of it was that, it's already ordained, like the path is already written. And all you got to do is follow the path and you'll end up where you need to be. You'll find happiness. You'll find all the things in which you seek. But the moment you stray away from that path, that's where you're going to find all the hardship and obstacles. So yeah, I agree with you on that. And like if this isn't something that we could fall back on to show as proof, like I came from Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? That's over 3,000 miles in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, that's a long way.
So, yeah, I definitely see that.
Yeah, think about that, Greg. Like you way over Hawaii, and I reach you way over Hawaii. That's crazy. And we both got this love for fishing, this passion. You know what I'm saying? And he bring us together. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's and the reason why I know it's like it can't be anybody other than God that did it was because there's no animosity here. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not butting heads or nothing. Like it's not. It's competitive, but it's not like it's not hostile. You know what I mean? Like it's not like what you would expect from two strangers, if that makes sense. We're here, and it's like, how did you know what it's all God.
Yeah, it's like God is ahead of your household, right?
Yeah.
Same with me. So there's no jealousy there. We both on the same goal, same purpose. You see what I'm saying? So why would I be jealous of you? I'm 45. How old are you?
So hey, I'm not trying to make anybody feel old. Just understand, I surround myself with older people to gain the wisdom. Right. That's my cheat code to life. Right. So I'll be 33 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
33 and 45 and run across each other and we able to link up and mesh, you know what I'm saying, and be able to help each other out, you know what I'm saying, and he can teach me something, you know what I'm saying. Just because he's 33 years old, that don't mean nothing. He can teach me a lot, but like I say, when you put God up here, he reaches down to pull me up, and I can reach down to pull him up. That's the problem that we have, you know what I'm saying. We that selfishness that we have is, yeah, I got to get mine, I got to get mine. And instead of me helping him, you know what I'm saying, or him helping me, it's like, well, I'm gonna get it this way and let him get it that way. That's why we can't build, you know what I'm saying? You gotta sacrifice. Sacrifice is a big word outside of love and being great. That's sacrifice, you know what I'm saying? what it means in your life. And all of these, I appreciate all of these guys right now because they made a sacrifice to be up here. I mean, one day I'll be able to pay them back, you know what I'm saying? I'll be able to show them how much I really respect them spending this time up here to be able to do this video because they don't have to be up here. So, and I appreciate everybody in the chat because y'all don't have to be there, but I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? It gives a good start and it lets me know that I have support, that we have support, and that we can build after this. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it gives these other guys confidence too, you know what I'm saying? To be able to interact with people and see that this thing can actually work. So, yeah, just crazy, you know, 45 and 33, you know, and Dan, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We all got each other back. I mean, if you had shoulders like this, you could catch Dan the man. You catch Dan the man head. That's why I work out, man, because when he falls, I gotta be able to catch the head.
Yeah, I'm falling with strategicness.
Yeah, man. But and Danielle, I see you coming back in.
That's my toothbrush. No, for my mouth.
What up, Zoe? I see you, Zoe. What's good with you? Got Zoe in the building. Let me see. But yeah, what does that love mean to y'all? You know what I'm saying? And like the love for fishing, or what got you into fishing? You know what I'm saying? When you love it the way you do.
Well, you know, for me, like as I mentioned before, I'm military, right? I did 10 years in the Army and got out as a captain. And, you know, fishing has been one of those things that are therapeutic, you know, like, yeah, I had some time downrange in Afghanistan, got to play that, right? But the thing that the military does a poor job of is getting you back, like reintroducing you back into the civilian life after being at war for so long. And, you know, it's getting better, but like being able to get out and just be alone on, you know, with nature, fishing, you know, provides me a sense of calmness, right? And how it all happened for me was, you know, my dad, you know, as far back as I can remember, just like Tuck, you know, like before I could walk, I believe I was riding on the cooler on the way to the pier, you know, and trying to go catch me something. But that's really how it all started for me. And it's pretty much been something that I pretty much fell in love with, had a passion for throughout my entire life, you know, and I honestly believe that's what kept me out of a lot of the traps that so many that look like me fall into, you know, like it kept me preoccupied because my mom always used to tell me idle hands are the devil's playground. So like, you know, when I wasn't able to go to some type of summer camp or, you know, after school program, she would take me by the lake and, you know, she knew that that's all I needed. You know, believe it or not, I learned a lot of life lessons being out there, you know, with a rod in my hand and trying to catch that elusive bluegill, you know, and then just inspired into a company that now provides, you know, provides fairly well for my family and I, you know, and for my boys, you know, don't get me wrong. The military is, you know, I'm not taking anything away from it. Like I learned a lot and got a lot of great qualities and benefits from being in, but like fishing was I believe God's way of letting me know that I still got you, you know, I got you hooked. So yeah.
Okay. What about you, Dan? What brought you into the love of fishing?
Well, I was a different breed. I come from a family of 10, 6 boys, 4 girls. The middle child, you know, I'm the oldest of the second half of my siblings. You know, there's the first half that were all 1-2 years apart. Then there was a 4-year gap, and then I showed up And then my siblings underneath me started showing up in like 2-year increments. So whatever that did, as far as me being the middle child, it for one had me right in the middle of a lot of love. You know, I had my older half looking down on me, not looking negative down, but, you know, want to protect the middle boy. And now I'm the oldest, got younger siblings, and I want to protect them. So I was getting love a lot from both directions. And with that love, it brought forth confidence. And inside of that confidence, it caused me to be adventurous. And that adventure growing up in the projects led me to the woods. And where there was woods, there was water. And as the adventure nature, Daniel Boone nature started to mature and develop, you know, there was a store my mother would go get food from at the first of the month called Murray Steak. And Murray Steak, she would get the hamburgers and hot dogs and all that. And as kids, once she re-upped on all the foods, we would sneak hamburgers and hot dogs out the house and go down to the woods, dig holes and create our own little fire pit. And next thing you know, we out there in the woods cooking out like we some wildlife kids. So fishing, the nature of fishing started happening by line and hook. It wasn't even a rod. We were just, what can we catch with this worm, with this makeshift weight thrown out in the water? So all of that was seed planting. Me having no idea what that was going to do for me later on in life. That adventurous nature, go get it nature. Danny would do it. Even if I was scared, I kind of had the pressure of somebody got to do it in the group. And since nobody's going to do it, I'm going to do it. And that stuck with me, regardless of the danger of what it was going to produce or the fear it caused my parents. I kind of was the daredevil out of everybody, all my friends and all of that. So life took its course. You know, I didn't stay in the fishing as I became a man. And, you know, I engaged in human things and all of that, but the seed was planted. And I remember as a teenager, my dad took me to Rudy Inlet because he was a fisherman, and he literally caught off of it was a Bradley's store back in the day, and he had bought a fishing rod from a store called Bradley's, and I thought it was a rainbow trout out of Rudy. That's what I thought it was, but I learned later on in life that it was actually a speckled trout. But my first speckle was caught out of Rudy with my dad on the rail. And that also kind of injected the fishing world into my mind. But life brought me back. My spiritual growth in Christ brought me back to fishing. The seed was already planted, but it was the maturing in the word that connected me to the tranquility of what I got out of fishing. You know, as Captain Greg said, the therapy that you get, not just applying your skill to catching a fish, but the connection that you have with your creator, with your father, while you're out there in your loneliness or while you're out there developing your skills or whatever. You know, I've been spared many scenarios by running to fishing, by making that choice to go fishing as opposed to reacting carnally as a man. I've been spared many things, and once I found out that fishing was an escape, then it was hard to let that go. I wanted to actually master the aspect of catching men by catching fish. I wanted to apply my Christian standards in how I engage with fishing in the manner of how I engage with men. And so fast forward now to where we are today with Fishin2Fit, you know, and getting to know everybody. I never was the kind of guy that walked around with a, hey, praise Jesus, God's holy, you know, what kind of society has pushed people away from their relationship with God through aggressive speeches and showmanship and acts and stuff. I always wanted it to be something that you've seen with your eyes. Let the fruits of the Spirit manifest the thing that draws you in. So fishing became my spiritual language of how I communicate with people in that arena. Literally having fishing as a bridge to witness without necessarily witnessing. Once someone inquires, why are you this way or what's making you this way, then that gives me the opportunity to now witness my beliefs in a manner that is layman's terms to capture your attention. If you want to hear some boastful, aggressive, loud shouting preaching, you can find that at any corner, any street, anywhere in the United States. And people kind of, I'm not knocking it, but I'm just saying there are a lot of people out here in our audience that don't believe. There are many people in our audience, in our fishing arena, that do not believe in this God stuff we're talking, that don't believe in Christ, and they don't believe in any of that. But at the same time, we don't know what their tomorrow is. So if we can show that version of love, even if fishing is a bridge that captures them and say, wow, these people aren't judgmental. These people, and let's call a spade, these are black guys in an arena where it's predominantly white folks. And if they're seeing this kind of love coming from somebody where they should be expecting the opposite, sooner or later, somebody's going to inquire. Somebody's going to want to know, why are you this way? What's going on with you? What's making you so different? And then my opportunity to explain my relationship with Christ comes out. I want the God in me to shine, not the mouth in me to shine. I don't want my mouth to speak it. I want my heart to speak it, giving my mouth the opportunity to share it. So fishing, I enjoy it. I love it. It's a passion. I feed my family. I feed friends. But fishing is not the goal for me. The goal is to be a fisher of men. That's my goal.
Yes, sir.
Fishing is a byproduct of it. I eat it. I love it. But I want to capture your heart too. It is.
You ain't gonna eat my heart though.
I'll eat your heart.
Oh man, that's crazy. Yep. Let So, who? Did anybody else have anything to say?
And that's just on the surface. Again, cutting for time. That's just a little brief background and how I kind of feel about it in general. You know, there's a lot more meat to go with it, but that's enough to whet the appetite.
Yeah. Yes, enough. Hey, Colt, did you answer?
Yeah, I can give a quick answer. I mean, pretty much like from what my mama told me, I'm like fishing is in my blood. I'm like a 10th generation, and I've heard stories like my grandfather. He took every single one of us fishing, like my aunts, my uncles, my cousins, all the grandkids. I mean, he just and so I've been doing this since I was like 3 years old, like I said earlier, and I can't explain it. I just love it. I mean, it's in my blood. Like I have to fish. It's like I have to drink. It's like I gotta drink water. I got to go fishing, Or let me see. And I remember I got so many memories. I'm trying to just pick one. I mean, I got a ton of memories. I kid you not. But I remember as a kid. See, I grew up on the river. Like as a kid, I would during the summer, no school.
Yeah.
I would wake up early in the morning to go fish. I would come back. I would get some like ice cream or something and a juice pack. I'll run right back down to the river and fish. Come right back and go back to fish. So it's dinner time, So I would do that almost every day. For I say about 9 or 10 hours a day. I would fish I get a little emotional, because like, but I would fish like 9 or 10 hours a day, my whole entire life. So I mean, and I'm military too. I did I did 4 years Army, and I fished in the military. I did a nice deep sea trip in Belgium. It was so nice. We caught Spanish Max with a sabiki rig, first time ever. I had a really good time. And I went to California bass fishing with a friend of mine, Pete. I still talk to him to this day. He's a bass pro, and he's a really good guy. I just love it. I mean, I've been doing it my whole life. It's something I've never done anything else. I've never dedicated this much time or effort to anything else but fishing. So I mean, it's in me.
Yeah. I notice when a lot of us fish sometimes, you know what I'm saying, and we by ourselves, we might, hey, you on mute.
I'm on mute.
I just letting Colton know he was on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, you back now. But
Oh, okay.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that like when we fish, you know what I'm saying? And this for everybody, this for the women, men, outside of the kids events and everything else. When you fish, there's a certain grace when you're out there on that water. You know what I'm saying? You by yourself, you hear the waves, the nature, and we've all done it. We've taken just videos and stuff of us just on the pier or at the beach, and there's a serenity there that you get. You know what I'm saying? It's like a just you and God. You know what I'm saying? You, God, in the world without the people. So you know what I'm saying? It just brings peace to your mind. You know what I'm saying? Where you can get away from everything and you can focus on. You know what I'm saying? Just that. And that's like no greater feeling. We've all done it. You know what I'm saying? Just either we walking on the beach or we on a boat and we just looking in the distance. You know what I'm saying? It's just you can block everything else out and you can focus on, you know what I'm saying, your relationship with God, where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? You can ask him, you know, for direction, whatever it is. But that's that moment that you get when you're out there on that water. Anybody can have it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can come with us. You can come out there. That's why, for me, I tell people to go fishing because it gives you a chance to get away from the world. You know what I'm saying? You just be out there with the fish, the birds, the environment, the waves, the water. You know what I'm saying? The earth that God made without people. You get to see what it's like. You see what I'm saying? Without people. Just to be, I done been on a pier. I can't tell you how many times. Like I did a video last year. I was on a pier all by myself, but I was catching big mullet. You know what I'm saying? And I did a live or video. And I was like, y'all look, check this out. You know what I'm saying? This on my Facebook. And I was like, look at these big mullet I'm catching. I got the whole pier to myself. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know that's just God. You know what I'm saying? But just to have them moments. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just want to be on the water by yourself. That's part of the love of fishing. That's just part of the love, you know what I'm saying, to help that connection, give me that connection with God outside of work, outside of the gym, everything else. But for me, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of like an explanation to me, you know what I'm saying, for how I can translate, like Danny said, fishing with, you know what I'm saying, God, you know what I'm saying, it just give me that serenity to where I can just have that time, that alone time, and be able to just focus and block everything else out. Do y'all have moments like that? Or
Man, for me, all the time. Like sometimes that's why I go out there during like conditions where I know I will avoid the crowds. You know, sometimes I'll go out there on a Wednesday just because I know everybody else is at work. Just so I could get some peace of mind and then, think about whatever issue or conflict or problem that I'm running into. Like typically that's when I'll get that aha moment is when I'm away from all the demands of the world back on land, or just have a moment just to clear my mind. So yeah, there'll be times where I do that intentionally.
I like to share a quick story. And Dwayne, just to head you up, it's an hour and
wait a
20
minute,
minutes.
Greg's still talking.
No.
Nah, I wrapped up.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just I was going through something one night. It was actually New Year's 2 years ago. I was really going through something, and I had a situation at home. So once everything was clear, I had to leave the house, and I went out to a spot. And in this particular kind of mindset, when you're in a dark place, areas that are dangerous aren't as dangerous as they normally are because you're already in a dark place. So you're kind of driven by a frustration. So I went fishing to an area where it was really dark and dangerous, and I didn't really care at the time about the frustration.
Mm-hmm.
So I just started talking to God like I was talking to my dad. Like I was having a straight up looking up. I don't want to say arguing, but I was vocalizing my frustrations loud. And while I'm fishing, nothing was going on, no bites, but I wasn't there necessarily catching anything. I was there using fishing as the opportunity to vent and have this one-on-one with God.
Mm-hmm.
So in the middle of that venting, I just said, and I can, as I'm talking, I'm playing it back. I can actually see it happen. It's pitch black out here. There's only a few lights around in the surroundings. And I wanted confirmation that he was with me. I needed confirmation that I wasn't out there in vain.
Mm-hmm.
And he already knew what I was going to say. But in my argument with him, I asked him, I said, if you really, now mind you, I'm ready to cast a rod. And I said, if you really with me and I throw the rod, you going to put a fish on the end of this. And my rod started going like this. Before I can get the sentence completely out of my mouth, I was bowled up on a striper. Now, I haven't caught nothing the whole half an hour, not a bump. But I'm throwing it the whole time. And on this particular cast, I went to go cast it. And I said, if you out here with me, show him. And the rod bucked. And immediately I was humbled. And now you're talking about emotional. Immediately I was humbled because you're not alone. Even when you think there's nothing else there, you're not alone. And he came through with that confirmation that humbled me and caused me to pull back on everything that I was feeling, all the unnecessary anxieties and I went home. I was grateful and thankful all the way, but when I got home, I was so full of apologies and just so ready to restart. But fishing allowed me to have that window. That confirmation came through that avenue. So just as much as we use it as competition with one another and we enjoy it on a carnal level, to the audience that's listening, when you do have a relationship with God and you use whatever means that you communicate with him, there's something different about being out in the open element of his creation and giving it all up. And you just never know if you're going to return with a fish in favor. That fish was in favor for me that night.
That's a testimony right there. That's a testimony. But before y'all give y'all examples, Greg and Colton, I want to say when Danny was telling his story, he was very animated. And he was holding the rod, like he said, when that striper bowled up, and he was holding the rod like a golf stick. So I didn't know if you was playing golf or you was actually fishing.
That tells how he paid attention in school.
Oh,
Right? That tells you exactly how he paid attention.
When you rewind this back, when you go to look at the repeat, you're gonna see how your hands was. I was like, was you reeling? Was you fighting the striper or was you playing golf? Hey,
You
but
see
yeah, man.
You see how people miss the message church. That's how they miss the message, just like that.
Yeah. Oh, I got the message.
Okay.
But yeah.
That was
what about?
I'm with you, Mr. Dan. I'm with you.
Man. But y'all go ahead. Y'all give us an example about like how when y'all was out there on the water by yourself, you know what I'm saying? You took an opportunity to, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, go ahead.
No, Dwayne, you asking us another question?
No, I was asking Captain Greg or Colton to give an example of, you know what I'm saying, when they was out on the water. You know, like when you just out there and you like, man, I wouldn't rather be nowhere but here right now. What's that feeling? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, for me, it is multiple times. Like I mentioned earlier, like going down range, you see some things that you don't necessarily know how to handle or process. And for the longest time, you think you're alone. So for me, there's been many a days, many a nights where I just go out there and I have all my gear, everything with the intention of fishing, and just sit there and stare for hours and not even cast a rod, just trying to find where everything makes sense. And then out of the blue, something would just tell me like, and it's not out of the blue. I know it's my spirit. My Holy Spirit tells me like, just throw this rod, this one in particular, this one right here. Use this, throw it here, and just wait. And I'll do it. And no real rhyme or reason. It'll just happen. And that'll be the first fish I catch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I'll be out there with the intention of catching anything. It's just, for one, like Dan said, you're really never alone, even though it might seem that way. And then, just by being there and just listening and getting a sense for it all, it has a way of grounding you, like bringing you back to center. At least for me, it does. And then, it's where like you can't lie to yourself to that extent. Like it's you versus the elements, and then you have that moment to actually have that conversation with God. And for me, it happens like I mentioned earlier, all far too often. It's almost like every time I get out there, even during like the kids events, like I'll find myself just spacing out, and it's not because anything in particular. It's just that's my moment that I'm able to just bask in his awe. So there's not one particular time that I can remember that was like, well, I'm lying to you. There was, but like that's when I really needed to get out of that dark spot, and just come back with it, and just be reassured that I am not alone, and things matter.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Colton?
It's pretty much every time I do go in the water, I feel like that because I would call myself blessed because I grew up on the river and I come from a fishing family, so I had plenty of ponds and so many rivers and lakes and stuff at my fingertips. And I can really remember when I got old enough to like comprehend like where I'm at, and like actually the moments, actually being in the moment and where I'm at, actually soak it all in. It's like I'm in paradise. Yeah, I'm in the middle of creation. Everything is peaceful. The birds, the bees, the leaves, and the trees, the water. You catch a little fishy every now and then that perks you up, gets your adrenaline going. I mean, it's so many things. It's so many good things, and it's that pound of the one experience that is fishing. So it's it's like pretty much like a buffet of happiness. That's what I feel like, and I really sit and I put my rod down. I put my rod down sometimes. And I just sit for a few minutes. And I just soak it all in. I look around. I listen. I just soak it all in, and I just soak up, and I take advantage of the moment, and I try to repeat that as many times as I can. That's why it's not only repeat catching the fish, but just to repeat the decompression, just to repeat the like the decompression, just to just let everything dissolve, like all the whatever you've been going through, whatever you just getting over this, getting over that. Work is this, work is that. The kids trash the house, like mine often do. Sometimes you need a break, and fishing, which is the same as therapy.
Yes, sir.
It's just, and you can talk to God, you can talk to the wind, you can talk and contemplate inside yourself. You're deep. Yes, baby. That is on a very important live stream, baby girl. Time for you to go to bed.
So
Kids, I got 3.
I'm gonna wait for Dan the man to come back. Cause I'm gonna end this soon. We've been on like an hour and 30 minutes, but I want to give another example. When Dan come back.
I'm here.
Okay, so when we did the women's kids, what was it? Women's fishing event at Virginia Beach Pier.
Yeah.
So we had Team Fishin2Fit, and before the event, we didn't know how we were going to approach it, what we was going to use for bait. what the weather was gonna be like, nothing. But I told Dan the day before the event, I said, we're gonna win because you know, I said God is first, you know what I'm saying? He gonna make a way. And he can tell you that's what I said the day before the fishing tournament. We didn't know how the weather was gonna be, was it gonna be windy, whether the fish was gonna bite. It's just that's fishing, you know what I'm saying? But you know, all my life, but even when I fish, I just have to give God, you know, the glory because I put Him first. A lot of times when I walk on the pier, the fish start biting. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not me, that's just Him. A lot of people see me walk on the pier and they say, "Man, the fish ain't gonna bite till Dwayne show up." But I don't take credit for none of that. You know what I'm saying? It just happened the way it happened. But the day before the women's fishing event at Virginia Beach Pier, we had no plan. You know what I'm saying? It was like we're gonna go out there, we're gonna get our bait together, we're gonna go out there and make it do what it do. So that next morning, the day of the fishing event, I had to find some bait for the team, the lady that I was the captain of, because was captain of each person of the women. The captain couldn't reel up the fish. We only thing we could do was put the bait on the hook and net the fish for the lady. So um the day was going as planned, and I think it was three prizes. It was the heaviest fish, there was the biggest fish prize, then there was the total weight of fish caught, and there was another. What was the other one, Dan?
I think it was the volume.
I know it was the biggest fish. It was the combined weight of the fish that you caught, and there was another one. Anyway, that morning I couldn't find any bait, and I put it on YouTube. It's on one of my YouTube videos earlier. If you go back and look, it says it's the women's kids day. I mean the women's fishing tournament. You can go back to that video and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So that morning I went out on the water and I couldn't find no bait. There was no bait. I'm talking about no bait at all. So I documented it. I actually recorded it. So instead of me giving up, I went back to the water. I had patience. I gave God a chance. You know what I'm saying? I said, look, God's gonna make a way. When I went back to the water, I documented it again, and it was all the bait you could see. I'm talking about all the minnows you could see. So of course I threw my cast net. I got me a bucket full, and then I shot straight up to the pier because I was going to be late to get to the event. So when I got to the event, everybody was fishing and we was getting into it, you know what I'm saying? And me and the lady, we was like in the middle of the competition at this point. And I had her drop a minnow under the pier, and not too long after that, she hooked into like a 21-inch flounder, I think it was. A huge flounder, nice flounder. And when she got that thing up there, she was so excited. It was the first flounder she ever caught in her life. But that flounder put her above everybody. She won like overall. She won the first place, second place, and third place. So, you know what I'm saying? That's how God was able to help me and Team Fishin2Fit on that day. You know what I'm saying? By me having faith in him, just staying out there to catch that bait. Because when I first went out there, it wasn't there. But I had faith that he was gonna make a way. When I went back, and you can go back and look at the video on YouTube. I documented it when I first got there. You could see there was no bait in the water. But when I went back, all the bait you could dream of, and that one minnow won that tournament. Without that minnow, I would not have. We would not won that tournament. So that's one example of how God was able to bless, Team Fishin2Fit last year, and I know that He's going to make a way for everything this year. But I like to share that story because I was actually able to document that and put it on video. You know what I'm saying? Like that's nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? You can't snap your fingers and make nature happen. But that's just one of my examples. You know what I'm saying? A testimony of what I had and the way God helped me last year. I don't know if y'all want to go into anything, but
I'm not gonna be able to last. I'm literally down to like 2%. I'm gonna just give me some final remarks, and then if the phone go out, that's what happened.
Okay, so we're gonna close it right after that. So.
Yeah, I certainly have enjoyed this opportunity to be on with you guys tonight. It even has allowed me to learn more about you all that I'm even affiliated with. And it's good to have some good foundation, which is certainly rooted in the Word of God. That's very important for us as men. It's going to help tame us as, things stir as it does in the human realm. But, having that foundation definitely allows you to resort back to making the most appropriate decisions and dealing with one another in the manner God would want us to. So thank you all for this opportunity. I look forward to fishing with each one of you. Mr. Tucker, look forward to seeing you bowing up again. Captain Craig, Dwayne, no doubt me and my daughter going to be on the water.
Yes,
We're
sir.
going to bring it. We're going to bring it. We're going to bring it.
Yes, sir. 2023.
It's going to be a great
Got to
year.
go down.
Yeah, it's favor to stay with us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, but while you up here, I just want to give a shout out to everybody. I want to thank y'all for coming up, supporting. And, I'm glad y'all sticking in with me. We about an hour and 38 minutes in. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. I want to give a shout out to Ricky Williams at YouTube, Ricky Williams Boxing. Follow LaRon at I'm Building Me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and follow Eric, on YouTube, Carolina Tide Chaser. And give a shout out to other people, Y'all know I love y'all all. And I hope y'all have a blessed night and a blessed weekend. Y'all be safe out there and stay warm. I appreciate y'all. We out.
Be blessed.
Yes, sir.
Never ever stop fishing.
Never ever.
Bye, Danielle. Bye, Danielle.
Yeah.
It's past your bedtime. Ain't you got school tomorrow?
And we are rolling out of here.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
See you later, alligator.